love story.
Hello friends, good evening to you all. Tonight, love story. And I have here with me this amazing couple, this beautiful couple, Mr. Efe and Miss Tombi. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Are you ready for the questions? Yes? You already have your rackets there? We're gonna play Mr. and Mrs. How well do you know each other?
Well, we think we know each other very well, but we will...
How long you been married for?
27 years.
27 years. Okay.
Long time.
Yeah, they should get all the answers right. Let's hope. Right? They're gonna get a 10 perfect score. And good evening, Mila.
Good evening, everyone, the guests.
Do you have the questions ready?
Yes,
The
we're
hardest
ready.
ones,
the
right?
hardest questions.
Okay, after 27, we need to go for the hardest questions. Okay, ready for the game? I'm gonna ask you, Miss Tombi, turn around. Yes? Not to face each other. Very well. Okay, let's see. What's the score here? Mila,
Dear,
you
we
ask the
need to cover
question.
the screen, Eddie.
Eddie, cover the screen,
There you
Eddie.
go.
The first couples Eddie was giving away, but now he has learned. Okay, first question, Mila.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, who's most likely to lose their mobile phone?
Hold, Miss Tombi, waiting for you. Oh no!
You voted for yourselves. Keep score.
Okay, let me put the score here.
Okay. Who would make the best first impression at an interview? Somebody's
First
thinking hard.
impression.
Okay, very well.
Very well.
Strange question, but who coughs the most?
As coughs as in...
Like coughs.
Like cough.
Oh dear.
Strange
That's a
question.
strange question.
Never thought about it, Miss
I never
Tombi?
thought about it because it depends on the cough if it's to do with sickness. But anyway.
So who do you pick, Miss Zombie?
Miss Tombi, we're waiting for you, huh?
Okay, very well. Who is the best swimmer?
Swimmer.
Oh dear.
Miss Tombi.
You're still waiting for me.
You're ready for you.
They throw in the water. Who is more likely to save
Okay,
the
very well.
Very well.
Okay,
The last one, did they get it right?
they did.
The coughing? The coughing, it was the coughing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a cough.
Okay, all right. Okay, go Mila.
Who is best at taking criticism? Okay.
Wow.
You both agree.
Really good.
Who is best at geography? Zombie was very quick to raise her hand. Okay, very well.
Very well.
Who most often has to have the last word? Very well.
Okay.
Who's most likely to give a hug?
You always initiate the hug. Who's more likely to hug other people?
Very well.
Wow.
Or to give a hug each other.
Okay.
Okay, who is the most sarcastic?
Oh, sarcastic.
Very well.
Wow, they're on a roll,
They
man.
only got one wrong so far. And the last one, who
On a roll.
spends the most time on the computer? Both seem to work. So, who spends the most time in the computer?
Ay.
And I'll put...
Okay.
No,
Efe,
you
we're
can
waiting
say
for you.
Mr.
We're
Wee.
waiting for you, Efe.
Yes, very well.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, 9 out of 10.
That's very good.
That's really good.
And they were
Almost
tricky
perfect
questions.
score. Yeah, they were. Who coughs the most? Who coughs the most between us two, Mila? I don't even know.
I think it's
Do you
you.
even cough? You do, right?
I think it's you.
No, it's you.
It's you.
It's you, because every time we go to bed, you always. Remember, I make fun of you. We would have missed. We would have
Yeah, we
missed
would
this
have
one.
missed
You'd
that
have
one.
missed it, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
it was a tricky
9
one.
out of 10. That's good.
Very good. I
Almost
think it's
perfect.
the highest score on the program.
Yeah,
The highest
Yeah.
score.
Oh,
it must be.
brilliant.
Most people get
They
5,
they
7
they
out of
missed the
10.
first question, but it's like they were warming up.
Yeah.
After they warm up, after the first one, they were in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Send more.
Yeah,
We ready?
That's good. Yeah.
Good, good. So, Miss Tombi
Yes.
and Mr. Efe, you've been married for 27 years, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Pastor.
And you've been in the church for 27 years. It's going on 28.
20
Yeah.
years.
That means that when you came to church, you were recently married.
Exactly.
Is that right?
A few months, yes.
So you met even before coming to the UCKG.
Yes, yes.
So how did you meet? Tell us your love story. How did you meet? Who wants to start?
I think
Where?
start
How
on that
how
one.
it was? What did he tell you? Miss Tombi, you want to start?
I'll start.
Okay, all right.
I would say that it was not really like a juicy love story. 'Cause, the way we met was that I met through a friend, actually. I met through a friend, my best friend, and his friend, they were going out.
Okay.
So we went to his house for an assignment, I think. And then that's how I met him. He had his own flat, organized, and everything was together. But he was not at all interested in us. He was not at all. He was busy talking about work, schoolwork, talking about...
That was Efe being Efe.
he was just being himself.
Yes.
No, for us we're there.
Efe
But
being
then,
Efe. He was talking about
just
business,
talking about just talking about school and everything.
Uh-huh.
So that's how we met. And then
And how old are you at the time?
I think we're 20. I was 23. I think it's 23. Yeah, I was 23 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to your friend's house for an assignment?
Yeah, we went
and he
to
was
his
there?
house. Actually,
to his house.
flat because yeah. So
And
that's how
you,
we met.
you guys were talking about school.
They were there talking about school, but for me, I just accompanied my friend's boyfriend to his house.
Yes,
for that.
Okay.
Our
Yeah.
friend's boyfriend was a friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
So we are at the same university.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
at the
how.
time,
Yeah.
So when you saw him talking about school and things like this, what did you think of him first, Miss Tombi?
Your first impression.
First impression.
My
of him.
first impression, for some reason, I don't know why my mind wandered. My mind wandered somehow, honestly. I just felt like, I wonder how it would be like to be married to this kind of person. I don't know why it came to my mind,
Really?
but somehow that's what came to my mind.
what did get your attention?
My attention was that he was focused. He was just different. He was not, even though he was young, but he was not like excited about the things out there compared to other people that I had met.
Most young people, they're like
Yes.
airheads and
Yeah,
just
he
like
was.
to have fun
Yeah,
all the
he
time.
was just there, but just like someone who knew what he wanted. That's what I saw in him there and then. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Very
So-
interesting. So you saw him focused, determined. He knew what he wanted.
Just within that short space of time, I just saw that kind of person that was focused. It was just different. Yeah, different and also tough in a way that for me, I was just thinking that to be hard, I felt like it would be difficult because for me, I was very playful that time. And I was thinking that, wow, I wonder how it would be to be married to such a person.
And it came to your mind, I want to be married to a person like this, yeah?
Not
wonder.
I wondered.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted. No, it was just like I wondered. But
And your first
Interesting.
impression of her.
Miss Steffi, your first did you even pay attention to her or you were too focused in school?
I don't think he even paid attention.
My God, Miss
I didn't
Steffi.
even notice Miss Tombi.
That's being very focused, huh?
No, not.
Having your future wife come to your house and you didn't even see.
No, the way I used to think then was that when someone comes to you, a woman comes to your house, it means that there is a possibility of a relationship, you know. So.
But did you notice her? What was your first impression of Miss Tombi?
According to him, sorry, Pastor, to interrupt, it was not a relationship. He just felt like if women if you take yourself to a man's house, you know what you want. Of course, then having the mind of the world.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
So
yes,
that's what he says
So,
now.
At that time, that's the way you think. You don't
Okay.
really think too deep. You just think, look, you just want to play, and and my friend brought. It's normal with boys at that time, with young men. So I didn't really think much of it, but because what my friend then did, it made it easier for us. Because what he told me that she liked me, and told her that I liked her.
Oh,
Look at
Yeah.
it was a
that.
setup.
It was a setup.
So the
So,
setup, yeah.
so I was feeling as if, wow, she's fancies me, and she was feeling the same. So,
My friend,
so
these
he-
friends of yours,
yes,
huh?
yes.
They
So
knew what
He
they were
set you
doing.
up.
Yes, he set us up. So I was feeling cool that,
You know, that's why, Mila, we always tell the singles. We always tell the singles in the love therapy. Make friends. Make as many friends as you can.
Grow your friend network because you don't know
Yeah.
their friend.
Yeah, because a
be
friend of a friend
your
can
friend.
introduce
Can
you.
be, yeah.
Exactly.
And lots of people, like 80% of couples, successful marriages, they met through a mutual friend
A
or
friend.
family member.
It's true. It's true.
And we tell the singles, sometimes you don't see, there's no one for me in this meeting, but make friends, talk to people, get to know other people from other branches, because they may know someone, right? This even happens in the world.
Yes,
Right?
yes. What he said, actually, he said he found me very serious. That's my friend at that time. He said he found I was serious, and she would be good for me. So
Yeah.
we'll be good for each other. So it was
You would
quite-
bring a balance.
Yes, that's
Because
what-
Miss Tombi, you were very playful, yeah?
Yeah, I was playful, but this very friend of his, he used to call me, amongst my friends, he used to call me a wife material. Yeah, so even though I was playful, but what I mean is not to his own standard, because he was like whatever. But for me, with friends, but this guy used to come and say, like, I think that's how he decided that, no, I think I'll be good for for him.
And
Yeah.
you see that the reputation is very important, right? The reputation that you build.
Yeah.
What people talk about you, Mila, this is really important. I think that another advice we can give to the singles is that you need to work on your reputation.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Right?
people are always looking for references,
Yeah.
right? Whenever
Yeah.
they're gonna meet someone, what do you think about this person?
This person.
When you don't know someone, you're gonna ask a friend of that person. You always ask someone who's close. How is she? How is he? And if they think highly of you, they always gonna give a good reference, like they did to you. Oh,
Yeah.
it's Tombi. She's wife material,
Yeah.
right? So it's good for us to build a good reputation in our branch, with our pastor, everyone. Not that you are going to fake yourself into being a good person, but sincerely,
Yeah.
you build this good reputation of yours, right? Get to know the people and build, because your reputation will speak of you, will do the work for you.
Exactly.
So your friend thought that she was a wife material, brought to the house, but who spoke to who first? Your friend told you, Tombi is into you, and the same person, Efe is into you, but who gave the first step?
So I think
Don't tell me it was Miss Tombi.
no, I think I gave the first step. But
You gave the first step.
I did it in a wrong way.
Oh no, Mr. Efe. What did
but
you do?
I did.
What did you do? You're gonna have to tell us now.
No, well, I tried to be with her in the wrong way, but she refused, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, mind you, they're not in the church yet.
Yes,
so
yes,
they didn't know.
yes.
So you're not in the church, you're in the world,
yes,
right?
Yes. So
But she still had
refused.
principles.
Yes, exactly.
That's good.
Exactly. Very good. So,
So-
that made me more.
So you were being too much. You were crossing the line. Yeah.
Yes,
Is that what
but-
you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
You were too soon, too fast, too soon. You want to.
Exactly.
And you, Miss Tombi, you say no. You put boundaries.
Yes, I put boundaries. I said no.
Did you slap him in the face?
No.
You should have. Oh no!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You missed the opportunity, Miss Tombi.
No.
So you see, instead of him giving up on her,
It made
it made him.
Yes, it made me realize that
Yeah.
she's really a good.
She's really wife
Because we
material.
were alone in the flat.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. By this time, your friends have left.
Yes.
And you tried to make a move.
Yes.
Yeah, that was another time. Because what happened is that he came over after that.
Right.
And then he traveled because he had every time he used to go home for summer to his country. So he came to see us. He came, and then he left, and then he came again. So when he invited me over to their place, so we started talking really. So he invited me to his flat. So we went. So that's when this incident happened.
Okay.
And then, of course, then we didn't have mobile phones. So it was like on the phone. You go and call him on the.
Okay. So then you stopped seeing each other after this incident? Only on the phone?
We're still talking.
But
and then,
only on the phone, right?
On the phone, yes. And then one day, a silly thing that he did again. He gave me some money to take a taxi to go to his place so we could go for a movie or something. Then something happened and I said I could not go. And then he now said I should give him back his money. So I found that was just, yeah. So that was just silly thing.
Give me my money back.
Yeah, he said, "Don't give me back my money." So,
oh no, Mr. F.
Yeah.
Mr. F, I didn't know about it. Mr. F,
You're trying to conquer Miss Tombi or
only God to have mercy on you.
She didn't come. She didn't.
Yeah, so I didn't come. Not that I cheated. So he now said I
give me
should
back
give him
my
back.
money.
Because I was a student pastor.
Eddie, are you okay there?
He's laughing.
Eddie almost fell on the ground.
But Pastor, it was interesting because those things made me value more her.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Because at that time, when you think of in the world, obviously we didn't know God. We did things our way.
Yeah.
As a man, you felt that the more women you have, the more macho you are. Everything was the other way around.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
so when you find someone who is not who you see a bit at that age, you wonder, you say, look, wow. So I started seeing in her that wife material, and I knew that I would want to marry her.
Mr. F, even in the world, people value a person with principles.
Yeah. Yes, Pastor.
A person that respects herself or himself. Even in the world,
That's correct.
people value these people. You valued her.
Yes.
When she said no.
Yeah,
You're not touching me. I'm not going to your house, right? And it made you value her.
Yes,
she's not like the other women in the world, right?
Exactly.
She's wife material.
Exactly.
She's good,
Exactly.
right? She's
exactly.
a person who respects herself, and that earned your respect.
Yes, very true, Pastor.
How much more in the church, right? The singles, they need to respect themselves and respect others as well.
Exactly.
Because when you don't, you lose your value. Ms. Tombi, if at that time you had the first date, the time of the car, right? Did you give the money back or no?
No, I told him off, and
Okay, good.
he apologized. He also
Good job.
apologized.
Good job. I would have done the same thing that you did.
Yeah.
Good thing. Good thing you never returned his money.
No, I never did.
Yes, very well. Very well. I would have done the same thing. But if you had done it differently, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he would never be married to you today,
Yeah.
right? She's just like any other
girl.
Yeah.
any other women in the world, right?
Yes, Pastor.
So the singles, respect yourself. Learn to respect yourself. When you respect yourself, other people will respect you as well. When you value yourself, others will value you. If you don't do that, forget about it. You're just going to be one more. Nobody wants a person who has no value, who has no self-respect. So really good, Miss Tombi.
Yeah.
Congratulations for your
Thank you.
your principles.
I was going to say as well, I think just to be clear on that as well, is that most women, I was saying to someone yesterday, most women, when you start dating, your intention is not to play around. I think most women do that. Your intention is, you think, oh, that person, even if it's your first boyfriend, you're thinking, I'm going to marry. That's, for me, I always had this in mind. I'm going to marry, oh, this person is my boyfriend, but I'm going to marry this person. But of course, you have disappointments. Yeah, you find maybe you go with a person. That's why now I see that truly it was just God's chance at that time. It was God's time rather. Because it's not like it was like that before, where you, first of all, you start dating a person. You do things wrongly, of course.
Yeah.
But hoping that that relationship will stand, but it doesn't. Then maybe another relationship, it doesn't. But with this time, of course, when I met my husband now, it was like the way I've always known things to be, in that way, the way to carry myself. So I just, I was just according to the way I was brought up, really. Because most people, most young people, sometimes they tend to deviate from the way they were brought up, the way they were taught.
Yeah.
And that was also one kind of person.
And some people, they were never taught these things, right? Nowadays, unfortunately, right? People not taught these principles anymore. But I'm pretty sure that everyone that is listening to us, the singles, they are learning this in church. Maybe they never learn at home. Their parents never taught them, maybe, but in church they have learned how to self-respect, how to love themselves, how to have principles, the principles of the Word of God. And these principles, they work. They bless you. So, of course,
the experience I had was a bit different from her in that sense. The way I saw women, the way I saw women was, you grow up in a way whereby women, you at that age, you just want to you just want to play around. Really.
And the friends have a lot of bad influence as well.
Exactly. So sometimes you even boast that you've played with whereas you've not, so that was just a macho thing. But the fact is that there were women as well. At that time, you knew that, look, this one I don't want. I will play, but nothing more. And there were women who, at least in my case, who were unfaithful as well. You could tell that they were with you and they were with others as well. So in that case, but when I met her, since I met her, even though I decided I'm going to be faithful, and since then, even before we got married, it has been like a thank God. And that's where I see the mercy of God. So even though before we got married, I decided, no, I'm going to be faithful. I wasn't a faithful person like that before that. But when I met her, then that helped me to say, look, I'm going to be faithful to her. And since then, even before we got married, I've been faithful to her. And that's just the mercy of God. Yes. Then thank God, as we got married, we came to the church as well.
Same year.
Yes.
Same year, you came to church.
Yes.
Wow, what a blessing.
Yes, Pastor. And that was really God really being so merciful to us.
I'm sure he was being merciful. And even though you're not in the church, but God made you for each other, right?
God already had a plan.
Yes, and He made you meet and everything. Everything that happened. Yeah. She never got upset with you, right? You didn't get upset with her, and you are here to tell your story. That's amazing. And Mr. Efe, what kind of difficulties did you have when you got married?
Okay, so
what is your background, your culture? You were telling me you're from different background, different countries.
Yes, different countries.
Tell us about you. Like you from
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Yeah. Okay. What's the Nigerian way?
No, the Nigerian way is a bit hard. It's a bit brash.
Okay.
And tough. Nigerians are tough people. They are very tough people. Whereas she's.
And you, Miss Tombi, where you from? Your family?
I'm from Zambia.
Zambia. How are they? How you say Zambians?
Zambians, yeah.
Zambians. How are they?
Zambians, they We are kind. We're soft people.
Wow. I never knew that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we are kind. We're soft people. We are. I always say that our approach is civil compared to certain. Well, I'm not saying Nigerians in general, but I'll say my husband. My approach was civil, and it's like when he shouts, I'll be like, "Why are you shouting? Why you don't have to shout."
Zambians are very polite.
Yes,
we can
polite.
say
You don't
very
have to say. You don't
peaceful.
have to go to that extent. You don't have to.
Oh, that's nice.
But for him, it's like.
Sometimes
So let me hear from the people on the comments. People that are watching us right now. Do you know Nigerians? Are you Nigerian yourself? What can you share with us here? Are you from Zambia? Okay. Are you from Zambia? Is your family Zambian? Or you know Zambia? Is it true? Let us know here in the comments. Can you help us understand a little bit more the difference between Nigerians and Zambia?
And then, yeah.
Wow. So totally the opposite.
Opposite.
So Nigerians like
Yes,
they
we're-
crazy. They like hurricanes.
Sometimes we
whenever
could-
they arrive.
We could be speaking and you think we're arguing.
Yeah, you think they're arguing. So it's like,
That's the way
what's
they
wrong?
speak.
Yeah, that's the way they speak.
Wow.
But
So
sometimes
when we are
you can
really
be calling my
speaking
name from
loud-
one end, just shout, and I'll have to jump. What is it? They'll go, what?
We are very expressive.
So you see-
very
You
expressive.
see two Nigerians talking, and you go there. No, don't fight, please.
Exactly.
Brothers, don't fight. No,
Exactly.
don't kill each other. No, we're talking about how we love each other.
No, no.
And Zambians, they are.
Yeah,
Calm.
come.
Calm and collected.
Yeah, come. They're very calm people.
So how did this play in your marriage? Like this difference? How was it at the beginning? So, well, you were saying, right? Sometimes you would raise your voice, or and you would say, "Oh, why you?"
But how did they get to marriage first? Because they went on the second date, right?
Yes,
Miss Tombi told them
exactly.
off, and then from there, just before we speak about marriage.
So
Okay.
we
Because we're
started,
curious.
we started living together, isn't it?
Yeah, we started living
We were
together.
not married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we started living together. But then we started saying, look, we want to do things right.
Yeah.
That was even before we came. Yes, we want
Yeah.
to do things right. It was bothering us that we have to do things properly.
Okay.
And that's when we decided to get married.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was. Because we already thought, look, we're going to live. I found that she's for me and likewise. So
Yeah.
we then said, no, let's do things properly. Let's put things right. So that's how.
So in the world, you already had this understanding.
yes.
Very, very nice. Very interesting. And so going back to the differences, how did you solve these differences between Zambia and Nigeria? How was it when you got married? How was it?
I think that I would say, as he said earlier, we came to church just at the right time. Because, I mean, from the word go, as I said earlier, he was a very responsible person. Even though we would argue, he knew his duties as a man. He still made sure that he provided. The only difference that we had is just his temperament, I would say. Even though, I mean, I would say being Nigerian, but not on top of that, he also had a temper. He's someone that if he wants a way, is that way, or he would, but it was not to the point of maybe fighting, but it was something that I could not stand. I felt like, like I was walking on eggshells because we just get agitated and angry. So that I could not stand because I didn't come from that kind of background. So that used to annoy me a lot. But then again, at the right time, my sister invited us to church.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we were going to a church.
So you were already annoyed. First year of marriage, you were annoyed by his.
I was annoyed. And he too was annoyed with me because
You were annoyed at her. Why? Because
in
she
a
was
sense,
so calm.
So that and there are certain times he would want me to do things, and he found me a bit calm or just laid back. Yeah, because for him it's like anything he wants to then
Now.
he goes for it. But for me, I'm like, wait a minute, let's do it. That was something that was always bringing trouble. But then we came to church.
You came at the right time. It saved your
Just
marriage.
Right time.
Exactly.
Perfect time.
Really?
Definitely.
Perfect
definitely.
time.
Did you remember like having big arguments?
Definitely.
Fights
Yes,
because of
yes,
this?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Yeah.
Because I thought she would tell me, because the way what I know is that when something is wrong, you have to point it out all the time. You don't, nothing just happens. There must be retribution. So if you do something wrong, even if you do it, by mistake. Let's say this is.
Let's say you break a
you
glass.
break a glass. Why did you do it?
Why did you do it? So I'm thinking it's my house. I'm an adult. I don't need to explain why I broke.
So little things like that, So that's how I understand. That's how I grew up. That's what I understood about life. That look, there must be not you don't get away with anything.
And when you came, did you do like the love therapy, the marriage course? Did you do things like this to help your marriage?
Yes, we did. We did a lot.
There was a lot of counseling because before then we didn't have the love therapy.
Okay.
Because we started. It was in Brixton then. We didn't have it then. So, but there was a lot of counseling. We'd go to the pastors. We'd go to mostly it was myself, of course, as a woman, and he was the one, again, in the forefront when it comes to our faith, in the sense of exercising things. So a lot of, again, most things that caused problems, it was to do with our finances as well. So I'll be there because then I had our son then. So I'll be the one managing the house, seeing things, how things are done. But then it was funny because the first big argument we had was that he gave a special offering. Yeah, but he gave a special offering, which of course he left me at home without money for, so I went to complain to the pastor then. So, but then I learned from there, came out with a blessing because I was taught about acting our faith at the time. So, yeah, so from there, but then again, I'll go back to him being that responsible person. He's always been that. Okay, so he left me to be responsible for the account. He makes the money, he leaves me to be responsible for it. So with that, again, so let's say certain things come, he would, at the end of the month, he would want everything to be there. So if it's not there, it's my problem because he's given me that. So all these things were causing a lot of little issues between myself and him. But when we came to church, we learned how to tithe. We learned how to manage our finances. And then more than anything else, I would say, everything we were taught, I would say for myself and him too, we did not add our own ideas. We were just getting everything that we were being taught. Everything.
And practicing.
We were everything. So within a short time, a lot of things changed. For me, what I was taught as a woman, I was practicing that. And him too. So we came to a point where if we argued, we had the authority. I'll tell him that, okay, I'll go and see the pastor. Then that's how it was. We'll go and talk about it. So then even him, because he's not someone that likes trouble, he would repair that situation. He would make sure that we repair that situation. So I would say it was simply obedience and just getting everything that we're being taught.
I would say also, just to add, the fear of God also.
Yeah.
Because of the fear of God, that was critical. Because when I heard especially that if we are in argument or in disagreement, it hinders my prayers. I thought to myself, I don't want my prayers hinders because the sacrifice was much, praying, fighting for different things. Then even
this is very strong.
Yes.
When a couple they are not well, it hinders your prayers.
Yes.
It affects everything.
Yeah.
So that was
it's like you can pray or right? God doesn't want to hear your prayers because
exactly.
God would rather have you getting along than you asking for things.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? Or praying.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to hear your prayers. You fix your whatever problem you have in your marriage, right? I want to see you doing well first, and then you pray. So really nice. And Mr. and Miss Tombi and Mr. Efe, what kind of advice can you give to couples, young couples? They're still adapting. They are, still getting to know each other. They facing problems and challenges like you did, I'm sure. Right? What kind of advice can you give to them, Miss Tombi? You wanna give an advice? You wanna start? Young couples.
Young couple.
Yeah.
Wow. I would say,
You
They
can
sh-
look at the camera over
Oh.
there, look,
okay.
and tell them.
What I would say is that there's a lot that the church gives, and if they can just take that advice and put it into practice, they will not go wrong. I think that's what worked for me. I remember from the time I started speaking to the pastors' wives, when I started speaking to the pastors sometimes, everything they taught me, I would go home and make sure that I put that in practice. So that's the first step, I would say. And also, as my husband said here, that when you have the fear of God, that will always make you do the right thing. Even if you're angry, you will definitely go back and say, you know, I want to please God first before this situation. That helped me a lot as well, because I was new. I would say that was my first love with God. So everything I was taught, I was so excited about it, and I wanted to make sure I pleased my God. And that, I would say, the fear of God helped me as well, and still helping me now.
Fear of God.
Yeah, it's still helping me now. The way I behave. Sometimes I may be upset about the situation. I think both myself and my husband, I know for sure that he will not go far with his anger. Even if he's angry, I know that definitely he will yield because of the fear of God. And the same with me. He knows that maybe I may be huffing and puffing, but at the end of it all, again, it brings me back. And that is mainly the fear of God. So that's these
That's
two
nice.
things. Yeah.
And you, Mr. Efe, you want to say something?
Yes, Pastor. What I would say is that for young people, I would say you should work to make your spouse happy rather than trying to make yourself happy. This is something I learned as well that was really important. And when that happens, as a man also, I learned to love my wife, not to, because I grew up where maybe I did not respect women as such, because I grew up in a home of boys. We had 3 boys in my So I respected women, but I did not really understand what this principle. And when I got married, I was already getting into my marriage. But when I understood that, look, I have to take care of my wife as a gift that God has given me. I have to take care of her nicely. And when I started doing that, also, she was doing that with love. She was doing her best for me as well. So we worked together. And also the point she made, and we spoke about earlier, the fear of God. So when things go wrong, that I'm so angry, I just want to make up quickly, because I don't really want to go to bed having that. I'm scared. I don't want really to displease God. So I think that's why we say for young people. And if we have that, I think, realizing that your spouse is a gift from God. And that gift, if you love God, you have to take care of that gift.
We're going to give account to God.
Exactly.
Right? How well you take care of each other.
Exactly.
That's a really good advice. Really good advice. When we are before God, we're going to have to give account of many things. And one of those things is, how did you treat my daughter?
Exactly.
How did you take care of my daughter? Right? And you have this responsibility,
Yes,
this sense of responsibility. I need to take care of Tombi.
Yes.
She's God's daughter.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I better take care of her.
Yes.
Because, like any father-in-law,
Yes.
he's going to require from my
Exactly.
hands. Am I
Exactly.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
Pastor.
That's a really nice way to see it. So, congratulations for the 27 years of marriage.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Now, I would like to do something. At first, you were not facing each other. Now, I would like you to face each other.
Okay.
Mr. Efe, you're going to start. You're going to tell Miss Tombi what you like, what you love about her the most.
Okay.
Okay? A declaration of love.
Yes.
Miss Tombi, then is going to be you. Okay? Try not to cry. Eddie, try not to cry as well. Eddie always cries.
He
He always
always cries at the
Oh, I
cries.
always cry?
Yeah. Do you have your tissues there ready? Huh? Remember? Did you remember to bring your tissues? I told you every Wednesday to bring your tissues. I
I've been
did.
married for 27 years, so I think we...
Yes. Wait.
Okay. So hold her hands, look in her eyes, Mr. Efe, and go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
What I will say is that you are God's gift, and you are really a woman that I'm proud of. I'm so proud of you. It's unbelievable, because I tell you that your standards are so high in the way of your empathy, your care, your love, of, and not just for me, but for everyone around you. You know, you always look to give, and I will forever treat you as my treasure, and forever treat
sharing your story, and that's what we marry for, right? To make each other happy and to be a testimony in this world that is so fallen, so destroyed, so wicked.
And you can see they became a reference for their son. Their son was in the program before.
Yeah. Your son was here talking about marriage, and he had this reference of yours, right? And
the biggest testimony.
so continue like this, growing in love in your marriage, helping young couples to overcome their problems. Okay, that's God's call. For
Thank
us.
you.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Pastor.
And
Thank you,
until
Mr.
next
Lee.
time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Pleasure.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.